My name is Estelle Marie Randolph, and I am the daughter of Howard William Randolph and Alice Lee Randolph. I am the youngest of 12 children. I'm married to Estelle Johnson, and we have two sons, Roderick Orlando Johnson and Dwayne Andre Johnson. I was born in Amherst County on May 29, 1950. And I got married in September the 14th, 1968, and Sam and I have been married for 46 years. I went to Madison Heights Elementary School in Amherst County, and I graduated from Central High Elementary School. I went to community college for 1 year, and then I majored in business. I ended up getting my associate degree 2 years before I retired, and I retired in 2007 in business management. I worked for the federal government, the Social Security Administration, and I worked for them for 25 years. Okay, being the youngest of 12 kids, we worked on a farm, and all the children had to do something on that farm. My oldest brothers and sisters, what they did, they went so far in school, and they had to quit school in order to help our parents on the farm, in order to help the next child graduate from high school. So that's how we came up. That's how we came up. Just helping one another until we got to the point where we was old enough to branch out to get jobs on our own, and then all of us combined together and would help our parents, you know. And we was finally able to move from Amherst County, and we was able to move down to Madison Heights, Virginia, where we brought the family home. And then at that time we brought 150 acres of land. My dad brought it for only $500. But in the process, the kids had to gather together, and we was cutting down trees and clearing the place off and just making it beautiful so that we would have a place to live. And we had this dirt road, so whenever it would rain, it would be real muddy, and sometimes the old raggedy car that my father had would get stuck in the mud, and all the kids had to get out there and be pushing the car in order to get it, unstuck. But I don't know, we just grew real close, just knowing that we had to work together to help one another to to come out, to make something of themselves, And my sisters and brothers, they grew up to be cooks, they grew up to be seamstresses, they grew up to be nurses. Some of them became nurses, but they all, and my brother ended up on his own restaurant. And with me, I wanted to be in business, so when I got in high school, I had this one business teacher named Mr. Mark, and I just used to love to see the way he used to type so fast, and I just wanted to be able to type like that. So I took 2 classes of shorthand under him and 2 classes of typing, and then I ended up getting me a job in the federal government working for the associate commissioner. And from there, I was able to reach out to help others, but it was always coming back to the family, checking on the other family members, making sure that they was okay. Then as my mother, grew older, well, first of all, I started taking care of my grandmother. I got married to Sam, and we traveled in the military, but whenever I came back home on leave, I would go home and help take care of my grandmothers. So when I went back to join him overseas, then of course they had to put my grandmother in a nursing home. That was my mother's mother. And then I took care of my father's mother until she died at home in her bedroom, and I was in the bedroom with her, talking to her when she passed, But this was the way the youngest was always looking at the oldest. That was the family tradition, And so, but in school though, I made good grades. I was an honor roll student in school, in the spelling bees, and so I until I got to high school, and then I met Sam and got a crush on him, and my brother said that I fell in love, so my grades stopped falling, But still, I still managed to come out good. I still managed to come out, good, and I did good, and so I tried to. What I did was, after I got married and we had the boys, I wanted them. I always pushed for them to have a closeness to their father. I always wanted them to have a closeness to their father, because in my family, the boys was close to my mother, and they had a closeness with the father, but not the type of of closings that I wanted to see. So I always, the sons used to come, when Rod and Dwayne would come to me, ask me a question, I would tell them, well, why don't you go and talk to your dad about that and see what, and that's the kind of relationship I always push, because I wanted them to have a special relationship with their father as well as with me, and they do have that relationship. But Sam and I, we always instill in the kids that we wanted them to do better than what we did. And and I always instill too that for them to pray. And we would pray for our kids. We would pray for our kids. And so like in the biblical days, it used to be the fathers that would bless the kids, right? But the Lord used me to bless and prophesy over Rod and Dwayne, and simply because Sam wasn't ready to that point, even though he grew up in the church. He grew up in the church, whereas I did not grow up in the church. I started going to church after I got to be a teenager. But he grew up in the church from the time he was the child. But I don't know, the values was kind of like different. You know what I mean?
Kind of find himself.
Right. And so, but I did always, teach kids to pray. And so it took Dwayne a little while to learn it. My oldest son got it right away, but it took Dwayne a little while to learn it. But he's on the road now, he got it, and I'm so proud of him. We both were proud of him, because they both would see their dad and me praying. They would see us reading the Bible, and I always like to tell them that whatever they want, they have to pray for it. If they love and respect God, and love and respect themselves, and love and respect their fellow man, and I always reach out to try to help others and encourage them, that they would be okay. Those doors would be open for them, So the legacy that I would like to leave behind for my grandkids and for my kids is just to love people. Just to love God and love people. If you love God and you love people, then you're going to be okay. You are going to be all right. I would like to be remembered as a mother and grandmother who loved peoples and has loved God, loved peoples, and tried to serve mankind. That's how I want to be remembered.
The second part is celebrating the engagement of your youngest son.
Right.
Any thoughts on that?
I'm very happy for Dwayne. I'm very happy for him because I really truly think that this union between him and Chanel is the best thing that ever possibly happened to him. I know that they're going to be happy together. They're going to work together. They already have that bond and they have already connected. They have God as the center of attention in their life, and that's the most important thing that they can have. As long as they keep their focus on the Lord, then I know that they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. And I truly believe that any family members that they have as far as children, that it's going to be a strong, it's going to be a family. They're going to be a family with a lot of strength because God is going to be in the midst and God is ordering their footsteps. And that's a blessing. It's always it's hard for you when you're losing a child, whether it's a son or a daughter, But I'm not losing Dwayne. It's just the fact that he's been with us all his life, But we also realize that we are gaining a wonderful, beautiful daughter-in-law, and that's all we can ask for. That's all we can ask for. Okay, being down here in Orlando, Florida, and just meeting with Chanel family, her father Greg and Venus Griffith, and then the grandfather who's a Pastor Gilmore, and the grandmother Miss Betty, and Brother Greg's mother, Miss Mother Elaine, rather, and then being with Uncle Punch, William from New York City, and his daughter last night. It's just been a blessing because this way the whole family is getting to know one another. You're getting to see that the seeds are all good. The seeds are all good. It's 3 generations, I believe, down here, and that's a wonderful thing. And they're going to be, Chanel and Dwayne are going to be surrounded by so much love. They can't do anything but succeed. There is no failure in this union. And it's a good time for my husband Sam Johnson and I to be down here too, to bond, and it was a good thing for him to be able to get away and come down here to heal because at the time he wasn't feeling that well, but since they've been down here, nothing has been bothering him health-wise, and that's a blessing too. It's a blessing.